My friends, you ever wanted to know about United States veterans information? Well, you're in the right place, baby. Stay tuned. We've got a guest for you, and he's the best for you. Back in a moment. Hello, my friends. This is BOBBIED coming to you live from Talambon, Cebu, Philippines. Having an awesome time in the business today. Hope you are as well. Baby, from today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest. This is what we call Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day on our show today. And Markell Wingfield is one of the very best veterans benefits specialists out there. He's got his own live program on YouTube. The channel is called Markell's TV, the podcast. Markell space S space TV, the podcast. And on that show, on his YouTube channel, he gives you pertinent information regarding veterans information, veterans affairs, and sometimes he'll talk about Social Security. Sometimes he does information regarding countries because he's a foreign traveler, just like I am. He travels all over the world, and you'll have an option to hear him and to get information from a veteran. And not only is he a veteran, he's a disabled veteran. He can talk to you about getting your disability. You know, you're a veteran, you got hurt in the Army or whatever branch of service you were in. Markell is the guy to show you the right way to approach about trying to obtain your benefits. Now, he's not going to tell you anything illegal. He's just going to tell you the right way. If you're qualified for your benefits, disabilities, you should be getting it. And he's going to give you the ins and outs, the insides on what to do and how to do to get it done, and to get it done in an appropriate manner. We're waiting for Markell to come in. While we're waiting, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. We want to be in prayer for the people in Florida and now Charleston, South Carolina, the United States of America, because this Hurricane Ian had a very dramatic effect on the people there and the lives of the people in Florida. And now it's headed towards South Carolina, in particular my hometown of Charleston, South Carolina, where I was born. So we want to be in prayer for the people that are on there, that are in the path of the storm, of the hurricane, so they can get to a safe place as quickly as possible, and they can have shelter when needed, when the storm comes. Whenever you're facing a storm in your life, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's an actual physical storm, spiritual storm, social media storm, it doesn't matter. All storms have some things in common. Number one, what's the first thing Bobby did? What's that? It's conflict. Storms bring what? Conflict. Yeah. They conflict against what you're doing. Yeah, and when the conflict comes, you got to stop what you're doing to deal with it. That's what it brings. It brings conflict. It brings agitation. It brings tension. It brings a worry. It brings all of the doubting, the wrong things that come. And you have to stop, and you have to take shelter. Whenever the storms come too bad, you got to take shelter. You know, and the storms of life are raging against you, and you got trouble in your way, you got to take shelter. What's my shelter? I'm going to tell you my shelter. Whenever I have a social storm, a spiritual storm, I don't care, man. You know? Storms are sent for several reasons. Number one, to get your attention. Number two, to prepare you. Number two, to embetter you, to embolden you, to empower you on a better way of life. You know? Whenever I have a storm come my way, whether it's physical, emotional, I don't care, man. You know what I do? I drop down on my knees and I say, Lord, I'm begging you, please help me get through the storm of life. Help me get to this social storm. Help me get to this spiritual storm. And I can weather it when I know you're on my side, Lord. I can weather it when I know you got my back. Yeah, when the storm cloud is raging on you, drop down on your knees and beg the Lord. Say, Lord, I'm begging you, please. That's what I do. And you know what? He's always right on time. He's an on-time God. I serve an on-time God. He's there for me. He cares for me. He shares me. Sometimes the Lord, I believe in my heart, he sheds a tear for me because he wants the best for me, not the rest of me. What about you, mister? What do you do when the storms of life come raging against you? Huh? You cry and say, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Do you do that? Okay. DC said the internet is slow. Looks like it's doing now. Hold on a second. But what do you do, man? You know, storms happen for many, many reasons. And if you're prepared for the storms, if you're ready for it, you're gonna be all right. When you're not prepared, I remember last year now, in October of 2020, we had of 2021 rather, we had a storm. It was called a typhoon, but typhoon, hurricanes, all the same thing. That came through Cebu City. And it was a devastating storm, ladies and gentlemen. It knocked out all the power for the majority of the city. And you know, that was a very, very difficult time because Cebu City very seldom gets any big storms, any tornadoes, any earthquakes. Most of the time we don't get it. It bypasses it. But that time it hit us smack dab in the middle of the city. And guess what? Yours truly, Bobby D and Lisa D, we had no water, we had no lights, and we were like, you know, rats. You know, around there trying to get whatever we could to make it. We weren't really prepared. But this time, ladies and gentlemen, we are prepared for the storm. And I would suggest you, whatever you're doing right now, if you're in the path of eating coming your way, get ready, get ready, get ready. Get you some water, get you some flashlight, get you some candle, whatever you need to get, man, get it. Okay? And get it quick, because it's on its way. For you people out there in South Carolina, it already hits Florida. Okay? And the people in Florida catching it, man. So I'm telling you, man, get yourself ready. Markell said I'm gonna bring him in. Good to see you, Markell. Hold up. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Markell TV from Markell the podcast. What's up, Markell? How you doing, my brother? So good to see you. So good to see you. So good to see you. What's up, brother?
What's going on, Bobby D? How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Good. Well, Markell, you have the show today. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to let you go as long as you want to. You go 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever.
Okay, I'll be short because I've been killing your story. I've been killing your show lately, so I'm gonna be short.
That's all right. Hey, this is what I'm gonna do from now on. I'm gonna let you have this show, and whenever we're done, I'm gonna close this segment out, and I'm coming back up, ladies and gentlemen, with another show. This week, let me give you a real quick preview of what we're gonna talk about on our next show. After Markell's done, this is what we're gonna talk about, ladies and gentlemen, right here. See right there? Oh my God, that conversation. What conversation, Bobby? What you mean? What you mean? I'm gonna tell you. Stay tuned after Markell's done. All right, let's go, Markell. What you got for us on the veteran scene today? Like a sex machine.
Okay. So, like I said, I'm not gonna be long, but I want to start with a question that I got from one of your subscribers, Bobby D.
Okay.
Where they asked me about a Social Security question.
Okay.
They wanted to know because they got a CDR in the mail. For those who don't know what a CDR is, Continuing Disability Review. This is where Social Security wants to see your most recent medical records to make sure you're still disabled. Well, he asked me, he said, well, man, I haven't been going to see a doctor since I received Social Security and I moved to the Philippines. What do you think I should do? I said, honestly, you got to look at it from their perspective, because for those of you who are on Social Security, disability, all right, and you may have gotten it because you went through medical reports and you went through physical therapy and you went through all that, right? So you decide you're going to leave the country. That's fine. Leave the country. On Social Security disability, you can go wherever you want to go. Not SSI, Social Security Disability Insurance. You can go anywhere you want to go. However, it is up to you to continue the same care, level of care you received in the States when you got the disability, to maintain it. Because if you don't maintain it and you don't have medical records, and when they come to do a review and you got nothing, well, what do you think that's telling Social Security? Yeah. Because if you were that bad that you had to go to the doctor every day, you had to get physical therapy, you had to get all these medications, you get the money, you move to the Philippines, you stop seeing anybody, you saw nobody. So what do you think Social Security is going to think at that point? You ain't disabled.
Yeah, right.
So for those that don't know, look, this is not new. Continuing disability reviews are not new. If you are under the retirement age is what, 66? I think 67?
60, 65, sometimes 66. It depends on when your date of birth.
Okay.
Usually so average is about 65, 66, yeah, about 65, 66.
Okay, so let's just use this for an example. Let's say you're 55 years old. You move to the Philippines. You're only getting Social Security. Okay. If you don't continue that level of care when they call for your medical records, because they're going to do a review every 5. Well, let me put it this way. Depends on how disabled you are. If they believe that you are disabled to where you're never going to get better, they won't review it for every 5 to 7 years. They'll do a review. Every 5 to 7 years, they'll say, okay, we want to see your most recent medical records. Okay. But if they don't believe you that disabled, say you were in a car accident, you hurt your back, you're supposed to be down for a year, maybe 2 years, and you should be going back to work. Well, it's 3 years later. You haven't done nothing. They ask for your medical records. You have none. What do you think they're going to do?
Stop your check. They're gonna jerk your chain and say you off the Social Security right now. You out. Pay us back. You've been cheating us.
Now you don't have to pay them back once they cut it off, but you can appeal it. Okay, you do have rights. If they determine you are not disabled, you can appeal it. Now, when you appeal it, you got a couple of options. When you appeal, you can appeal and continue to receive the money. But just know, if you lose, you got to pay that money back.
Okay, all right. If you lose, you got to pay it back.
Right. But if you win, and your other option is you can appeal it and don't accept any money. And then when you win, you'll get a lump sum of all that money you didn't get. You'll get all of that back in a lump sum. Okay. So you do have options. But guys, I want y'all to hear me clearly on this. If you are disabled, okay, and you did a whole bunch of stuff to get your Social Security, I suggest, I'm not trying to tell anybody to do anything illegal. I'm just telling you to maintain the level of care that you got in the States. I don't give a damn what country you in. You better maintain that level wherever you are in the world.
Right.
Okay? If you go into physical therapy every other day, you better be in the Philippines going to physical therapy every other day. Because if you're not going at all, any layman person can look at that and say, well, they just stopped going. Well, ain't nothing wrong with them.
Yeah. You need to go. Yeah. Your way.
Okay. All right. Now that's that one. Now let's move to the COLA. Have you guys been keeping up with the COLA?
Cost of living allowance, right?
Right. It is going up, okay, because inflation, that's why they're raising rates for houses right now. If you're trying to buy a house, you're in a bad fix right now trying to buy a house. That's why they're raising rates, because inflation has increased and they're trying to stop a recession, which we're pretty much in a recession anyway. But
they're trying to act like we're not. But
they're trying to make it not as bad as it is. Well, it could be. They're trying to minimize the damage. Okay.
Right.
And when it comes to the COLA, right now the predictions are 8.8 to 9.2.
Okay.
Which will be the highest it's been in 40 years. But the one that people need to be concentrating on is the bill that is currently in Congress. I've said this before. You need to contact your congressperson. You need to contact your senator. Make them vote on that bill. If you want an extra $200 in your Social Security, if you want them to change the CPI to the real living adjustment, where you would end up getting an extra $400 to $500 on top of that $200. So let's say, for example, you only get $1,100 a month. Right. If they pass this bill, you're going to get $200 more, which will make it $1,300, and the real cost of living adjustment would be another $400 or $500 on top of that. So you'll be getting $18 instead of getting $11.
Right.
And all you got to do is contact your congressperson and your senator. Get on them to pass that bill.
Right. I'm getting ready to contact Raphael Warner, who's my senator in Georgia, and I'm gonna email him when I get through these shows today and let him know my concern about the bills that are pending right now. So I would advise you guys, if you want Social Security, whether it's disability or retirement Social Security, go on and talk to your senator, your congressman, and if you have to, you can email Biden if you want to. You know what I'm saying? He can't do anything about it, but he'll know your choice, your decision, your preference. And so everybody that's on Social Security is entitled to that money. Now, I don't know about the disability part of it because I'm not on there, but people that are on Social Security took the time, booked the time, shook the time to put the money in. Now, some people may get more back from it, some others, because they made more money. It's based on how much you do. Some people get very, very little because they had these piece of jobs, but at least you're getting a check, right? Something, right? Better than nothing. But you can't live off of that, my guys. Please. Don't get in your mind with, I'm going to retire next week. I'll get my Social Security. I'll be all right. If you ain't got no retirement income, you in trouble, buddy. You in straight up trouble. And the cost of living allowance Markell talked about, that 8.8, 9 point approximately, you ain't going to see none of that because inflation is rising larger and higher. That's why they say contact your senator. You know what I'm saying? So let's get on board. You recipients of Social Security out there, whether you're disability or retirement, get on board because this is messing with your money. Okay, your money is your time, and your time is your life. And your money is whatever you can afford to buy. And if that's all the only, especially you guys out there, that's all you got is Social Security. You're in real deep trouble, man. You live in the USA and that's all you got. You probably eating dog food right about now because it takes more than Social Security check to live, especially in the United States. So look, go and call your congressman, email them, whatever you got to do. Say, look here, this bill, I need you to do something about it, and I want you to get on it. That's how you talk to them. They work for you. You don't work for them. What else you have,
Exactly. Because it's the midterms. You know, they got these elections coming up. These people want to get reelected. This is a way for them to get reelected. They need to get on it. You know, if you never say nothing, you have a voice. Whether you believe it or not, you do have a voice. And if enough people speak up and say something that this is what they want, they will enact it like they did every other bill out there. But if you say nothing, you just sit back, let somebody else do it. And it doesn't get done, you got to look in the mirror. You got to look in the mirror. You can't look no further.
Shame on you. You need to do your part. Looks like they had a few weeks ago, well, maybe a month ago now, they had the Burn Pit Act. Remember that? For the veterans, the Burn Pit.
Yeah.
The PACT Act. They weren't doing nothing. And then some actor got on TV and said he cussed out every Josh Stewart. He cussed out every senator, every congressman. Y'all to be ashamed of MF. And he went to town on him. After that, he got shamed. He called him out. And they passed the act. You know, sometimes senators don't realize that they're holding up what they're doing because they fine. You know, that bill on they're not gonna mess with their lifestyle. But they don't realize thousands and thousands of people are dependent on it. You know how many people, it was hundreds of thousands of people were affected by that act. Veterans, people that put their lives on the line for this country, and they're sitting twiddling their fingers. Well, if he don't do that, I'm not going to pass the act. And it's sitting up on his desk. Senators need to do better than that, especially when you're dealing with people that put their life on the line for this country. Yeah, it's wrong. Many people believe that Joe Biden's son, Beau Biden, was affected by it because he was dealing with the burn pits. He was in the area where the burn pits were, and all those chemicals. They believe he breathed it in, and it caused him to have brain cancer. You know, so people that are sick right now, you was associated with the brain, with the burn pit, whatever, you was eye cancer, whatever, man. Go on and see if you're qualified for it, and get your relief if you can. Okay, for the burn pit. But as far as the cola and all that other stuff, contact your senator immediately.
Yes. Okay. One last thing this weekend. Is day one that all military eras qualify for the caregiver program.
Okay.
So
all
eras come October 1st, which is Saturday.
Okay. That's right.
So you can apply Saturday if you qualify for the caregiver program. You got to be a minimum of 70%, and you need to have had a caregiver at least 6 months prior to you applying. Right? You're going to need to prove that person is your caregiver, not just, well, here's my daughter. She's been taking care of me for the last year. Okay. What has she been doing for you? That's when they get stuck. They don't know. They can't even answer the question. So don't lie, because it's just going to make your application that much worse. You're going to lose what credibility you have if you go up there trying to lie.
Yeah.
And they find out you're lying. Anytime you go back after that, your credibility is shot. They're not going to believe anything else you got to say.
No.
So all eras, October 1st, qualify now for the caregiver program. If you are a disabled veteran, come January 1 of next year, life insurance will be available to you starting January 1. Okay? So there's a lot of stuff coming up. There's a lot of stuff coming. If you qualify for it, most definitely take advantage of it if you're in the States. If you're overseas, the caregiver program will do you no good. None whatsoever. Now, one other thing before I go, I know I'm in about 20 minutes, so let me get this in before I go.
Okay.
If you are currently in one of these countries outside the U.S. territories, you're not being seen in Manila, okay? I advise you all to enroll at whatever VA is closest to whatever country you're in. So, for example, you're in the Philippines, you should enroll either in Guam or in Hawaii. Okay? I'm
Okay.
going to repeat that. If you're a veteran overseas, you're on that side of the world, and your closest VA is Guam or Hawaii, I advise you to enroll in one or the other. The reason
Okay.
being, if something happens, you need to get help. You're already enrolled in the system. They're not going to have to do any kind of paperwork. They're not going to have to do anything extra other than take you in. Now, they can't mail medication overseas. What I would
Okay.
suggest you all do is get a mail service like Mailbox, etc., or whatever it is, however you get your U.S. mail, however you would get a lost debit card, a credit card, or whatever it is you got coming to you from the States. I would advise you to get the same type of service for medications or prosthetics or whatever it is you may need from the VA. All right? Because they can't
Okay.
mail it to you on another country. They will never mail medication to another country. But they will mail it to whatever address you're using, and then they can send it from that address to you in whatever country you're in. So, for example, for myself, I'm still seeing my Phoenix doctors, VA doctors in Phoenix, Arizona. I do what's called telehealth, Bobby D. Telehealth is basically just like I'm talking to you right now. I be talking to my psychiatrist. I'm talking to my doctor. Whatever I need, they send to my Miami address.
Okay.
Once it gets to my Miami address, the service that it goes to then sends it to me in Medellin, Colombia.
Okay.
Now, it's not free. I got to pay for it.
Right.
All right. Because it's a service. Now, it would
Right.
be free if I was still in the States. But because I'm not in the States, I have to pay for it.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm telling you guys, man, you got to be prepared for whatever it is. You don't want to be hanging out there. You just running around doing nothing, and you have no idea what you need to do. When something happens to you, you don't have a clue where you need to go, who you need to talk to. If you're already enrolled in the healthcare system, take advantage of telehealth. This is another way to keep medical records when you're not in the States, to help you with things like Social Security, to help you get an increase with the VA if you're filing for an increase. These small things go a long way. But if you never do nothing, you just, okay, I'm gonna just enjoy this little money and live my life and that's it. Okay, well, that's all you should expect. You shouldn't expect to get anything extra because nobody gonna give you anything if you don't ask for it. You don't ask for it, you don't apply for it, you don't put the effort in, you shouldn't expect to get anything out of it.
Right.
So I'm
Garbage
just
in.
saying, man, if you are a veteran in these countries, please register in whatever VA is closest to you. Take advantage of telehealth. Take advantage of it.
Telehealth. Is there a number for that, or do they just contact the veteran affairs number?
Yeah, okay. Okay, first, they need to be enrolled in the VA healthcare system.
Okay.
If they're not enrolled, they need to call whatever VA they were last enrolled in, okay? And have their information transferred to whatever the closest VA is to them. So like where you are, your closest VA would probably be Guam, if not Hawaii. I don't know which one.
Right.
Guam is probably closer.
Guam. Yeah. Guam would be closer to me.
So you would go to Guam, okay? You would call Guam's VA and let them know you want to transfer your service from the States to their facility because they're the closest ones to you in the Philippines.
Okay.
And then when you do that and you get enrolled, they'll sign you up for telehealth.
Okay. And once you get signed on for telehealth, they basically, if you're out of the country, they'll send whatever you need to a U.S. address, and then it's up to you to forward it out of the country from U.S. to your wherever you are. So expenses on you. Got it.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. What else we got, Markell? Let's see. Got any question while you're doing that? Let's see. Okay. Dana Jones says in the 40 days, but tomorrow, which is Friday, here I think the government will shut down starts. Okay. I don't know about that. I haven't heard about the shutdown. Usually,
I know they're always on the edge of a shutdown, but I don't know if it's actually going to happen this time or not. You know, they usually rush and do a bill last minute.
Yeah, they usually
to
get something together, and they always try to
yeah.
scare people. You're gonna shut down. You can't do. They actually a few years ago they actually did it, man, and it was a nightmare. People was missing checks and all kind of stuff, you know. And but they got it straightened out. Dana Jones say, anytime you hold on, anytime you burn a lot of plastic, you take a chance of getting cancer. My mom takes care of her sister and gets 1,100 a month for taking care of her. Okay. So she's on the caregiver program, your mom.
Okay. Well, I don't know what program it is, but okay, because there's many different ones. So, uh, the Social Security offers one as well. I don't know if she works for.
Is
I
she
don't know what to say. But it could be the caregiver program. I don't know. They
okay?
didn't say specifically what it is. So
Right. Dana, excuse me. Dana, is your sister a veteran? She could be a veteran on the caregiver. What kind of program is that? If it's something that we need to know about, if it's specific to your state, is a national program or what? Okay, Dana says, he says again, I'm a diabetic. Insulin pen cost about $750. So I get it set something. I have to set something up. Okay. So every time he gets an insulin shot for an insulin pen, it's $750. That's pretty expensive, man.
damn.
So veterans, if you're a veteran, you can get that shot at the VA, right, Markell?
Yeah,
Okay. So Dana, if you're a veteran, you might well go on to the VA and get that done, man, because that's
seven
just
hundred
too
and
much.
fifty dollars
Yeah.
for one insulin pen. Okay, okay. That's not just a shot. Okay, I got you.
That's the device that he uses for
Right.
something else. Okay, I got you. Dana says, as a veteran in the Philippines, you can go to Manila. Yeah, you can go
Yeah.
to Manila, and Markel's talked about this many, many times. If you're in the Philippines, this is the only place you can go within the Philippines and within the world, pretty much, that has a veteran hospital. Some of them have associates hospital, like Guam and other places may have some associate, but out of the country, this is not a territory of the United States. Philippines is a sovereign nation. They're the only country that I know of that has a veterans actual VA located in there. And they also have a Social Security department in Manila. So you guys, you scared, well, I know I'm going to find my Social Security. You can come right here and do it. Okay. In Manila, you don't have to go to Manila. You can call them on the phone. As long as you're here in the Philippines, they'll take care of you over the phone. So Manila has VA and the Social Security right there. They're employed by Filipinos, get employed by them. And so if you're thinking about filing and you want to come to the Philippines, you can do it right here. Let's see, we got
So, Mr. Wayne,
Regenerative Life. He said they can shut down now because of this hurricane in the UK. Will
you said they can't shut down.
they can't shut down. Nah, they can't shut down now, man. It's too much stuff going on. You good point, Wayne. It's too much stuff going on. We got so much stuff going on. If they shut down now, our country would be in jeopardy. The country, the other people, other nations could then take advantage of us because we have nothing going on to legislate and to help us and lead and direct us. So yeah, you're right. That's a very good point. I never thought of that, man. I never thought of that. That's a very
Yeah,
good
well,
point.
because of this hurricane, man, and praying for the people in Florida, man.
Yeah,
That's a horrible thing that they're going through in Florida, and they go through it so often. Every time at this time of the year, they go through it. Puerto Rico and Florida catch more hell than anywhere. These other
yeah,
islands, they catch it a little bit, but it always seems to be Puerto Rico and Florida for whatever reason. And then going up the line,
yeah, yeah.
Georgia, South Carolina, all the way up to New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it seems like it's the same areas every time.
Every year, the same thing out there. And I was talking to Lisa D just a few minutes ago. I said, the rest of the world is just catching up to the Philippines because the Philippines is like a every year occurrence right here. We got they call it typhoon, but a typhoon is the same thing as a
Same
hurricane.
thing, hurricane, yeah.
This is typhoon season out here. We just had 2 bad ones so far, and some more to come. They're predicting that 9 more typhoons are coming this way.
9.
9 more are scheduled to come this way. You already got forecasted. And last year, this time in November, we had no lights, no water for almost 2 months. It was a nightmare. So we're in better shape now, but let's pray for the people in Puerto Rico and Florida. And my home state where I was born, South Carolina. It's going the way there, Charleston, South Carolina. Those of you that are in Charleston, better hunker down. find you a
No,
shelter.
Bobby D, they need to leave. I don't understand people who stay. Well, you know what, made it through. That was
Yeah,
that one. This is something new.
right.
Okay, and they get worse every year. If they
Yeah, they
come
get
over
work.
here and they say, "Hey, there's a mudslide coming," I'm not waiting to see it. I don't need to witness it. I can watch it on video from somewhere else at a different location. I don't need
I
to be
know,
there to
I
see it.
know, I know. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know why people got to think they got to sit there and watch it. I'm gonna sit there and watch. I'm gonna be all right. You ain't not gonna be all right. You're taking your life in your hands. They call them storm changers and all that kind. I don't need all of that, man. If they say it's a hurricane, a typhoon, whatever coming, tornado, whatever, I'm getting up out of it. They tell me to leave, I'm gone. You know.
Bobby D, and they tell you it's 100 mile+ mile an hour wind. What
Yeah,
the hell, man?
that's
You okay?
that's a category 2, 4, or anything 2 or above. You better get up out of there, man. You wait taking your life in your hands because that winds will kill you, man. If the winds don't kill you, if the storm don't kill you, the storm surge will. You know what the storm surge? After the storm, it's a surge of water, and that storm surge causes flooding, landslide, you name it. They get it out here in the Philippines all the time, man. All the time. I told this yesterday. The world is just catching up with the Philippines deal with it every year, and they get several out here, man. These people are used to it, but it's devastating when it happens. Dana Jones, he said, my aunt is a veteran. All right,
Okay,
okay. So
okay.
she's under the
Caregiver program.
caregiver program. Your aunt is a veteran and she's disabled and she's getting that caregiver. Your mama's getting a caregiver because she takes care of your aunt. Got it, man.
Yeah.
Well, God bless your mother. I hope she's a good woman for taking care of her sister. It's a blessing, man. You got some people in your family that will take care of you. Moore says, Mr. Markell, I met a guy whose wife was a military contractor. Her legs were blown off, and they took 1/4 of her spleen. Ooh.
Oof.
Can she get all these cannot she get all these military benefits?
Yes, as long as it happened in service. As long as you know what happened, man, that's terrible what happened to her with her legs and a
Yeah, it is. It
spleen.
is. It is.
But as long as it happened in service, yes, sir, she can. You have to
Okay.
apply. They're not gonna
Okay.
give it to you. You got to apply.
So he's saying, Markell, she was a military contractor.
Whoa. Okay. I met a guy whose wife was a military, a contractor. No, not with the
Yeah.
VA. Now, if she was not a veteran, it's like a soldier. She was
Right.
not a soldier.
Wasn't
And this
so
happened to her outside of that through a contractor. Okay. Meaning you're an independent person. No,
right.
absolutely not. The Army, Navy, none of those. No. The
Right.
VA is
You
not going to
qualify.
do. No, no,
And
no.
she can
They're on
sue
their
all she
own with that.
She can sue all she want. It won't go nowhere because she wasn't military. If she was
Right.
a military service, yeah, but that unfortunately, and I'm sorry to happen to her, she got to contact her boss or whoever the employers were, and they should have had some kind of insurance on her or something. And then she got to use her personal insurance, then she got to use whatever state support she can get for disability.
Right.
Sorry to
Yeah.
say that, man. It's
That's
terrible.
that's not the government. Yeah. When the key word is contractor, you are
Contractor
on your
status.
own.
Contract. I had a buddy that went to Afghanistan and they paid him $100,000 a month. He was a contractor doing computer work, you know. They paid him $100,000 a month, man. He was like, "Yeah, man, I'm living the life." And then they had an air raid. He got the hell. He got the H to the E to the L to the L out of there.
Hey, Bobby D, those jobs they pay that way for a reason. People don't seem
Yeah,
to understand that if I'm paying you $50,000, $100,000 a month, there's a reason for it.
it's
Yeah, it
risky.
ain't just because you leaving the country. It's because it's dangerous as hell where you gonna be at.
Risky business, man. You don't do that. I don't put my life on the line for money, man. Nah. I always make money, but I can't get no more new life, right? Danny Jones, he said, I'm a veteran out of pocket without insurance. It's $750 an insulin pen, but I use the VA and I don't pay nothing. Okay. Cost $750, but you don't pay. That's smart, man. Don't pay that kind of money. That's a lot of money. But you know what? From what I heard, they're trying to work on laws, legislation to bring the medical care down for people that have diabetes, because the cost for diabetes is very, very hard for that medication. And I think they're trying to work on some legislation to get that down. I think there might have been some legislation just passed recently is going to bring the price of diabetic medication down. But I have to check on that. Ray, he says they say it's worse than Katrina with lives lost. Okay, Ian is worse than Katrina. Okay.
I don't again, Bobby. I don't understand why people stay. If they telling you that this is coming and we telling y'all to get the hell out, you ain't got to tell me but one time. I'm out.
One time, baby. That's all I need. One time, let's pack. We got it.
We got to
You know what?
leave what don't fit in the bag here. We'll worry about it later.
Hey, you can always know what I tell Lisa DS. Look, if it get bad here, we going to the Marriott. You know, you go to the biggest hotel out there. They usually structurally sound, and they can withstand storm tornadoes because they built to withstand. I said we're gonna find the biggest hotel in this city, the biggest hotel in this city, and we getting in. We're gonna stay there till it's over with. Man, get out! Don't wait.
And you know they got a backup generator. They got backup power.
Yeah, you're gonna have the finest of everything. Smooth sounding, 3 more on the way. 3 more, okay. All right, I didn't know that. Wayne, he said if it would have turned west, it would have hit New Orleans. Ooh, wow. I know Murphy don't want to hear that.
Yeah, don't go toward New Orleans no more. Sheesh.
They are bad out there, man. They're bad. They're still recovering from Katrina. Dana Jones said, nah, government employees still have to go to work. They just got to get extra 20% added to their checks when them checks start coming in. Okay. So government employees still have to go to work, even though it's a storm. They get an extra 20%. Okay. All right. I didn't know that. Good information. Dana Jones said 150 to 200 miles. I got it, man. That's category 3 or 4 right there. Category, that's the worst you can get. The Odette out here was category 4. It wiped out the whole city, man. Regenerative Life, he says she's going to have to get a lawyer and sue the government. Yeah, she has to sue the government because she is a contractor status. She wasn't a service employee. She wasn't in the military. So that's a big difference right there. Unfortunately, you would like to think that the military would cover because she was working for the military, but she was a contractor. You know? Right. So she was making big money, but she took a big risk. And she, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, she lost her leg. So that's sad, man. You know?
But that's the risk that they take when you become a government contractor in areas like that. I'm telling you, they pay that for a reason.
Yeah,
they paying it for a reason, man. They ain't just giving you that money out of the goodness of your heart.
No, I told you, man. I had my buddy out making 100,000. He was doing good. Then he had an air raid. He got on the next flight smoking back over. He thought it was gonna be none of that. Yeah, but he messed up. Let's go. Regenerative. He said that's why I live north of Houston in the suburbs. Ain't no way in hell after I went through Harvey and 2 others. I got you, man. You want to try to find someplace. But in this day and age, climate change is gonna find you wherever you are. Everything's changing.
There's issues here in Colombia, Bobby. There's more rain, mudslides, just holes that pop up. They've had 2 buildings that collapsed because of the construction that was the way it was built. So they ain't nowhere perfect. There's no utopia nowhere.
No, ain't nothing perfect, man. Not in this world. Everything is changing, and people that say there ain't no climate change, they fools. Don't listen to them. Walk away from them. When you hear a fool, don't stay around there and listen to nothing they got to say. Walk the H away. Look, so what you said? I'll see you later, man. Talk to you. And move on. Don't even try to debate with a fool. And I'm talking about the orange man. Talking, well, ain't no climate change. That's just the way it is. Hey, what's wrong with this man? Let's go, man. Smooth sound first man up today. He said the coast area of Charleston, South Carolina, water's already coming up. That's my home city, man. You know, I remember as a boy growing up in Charleston, every year, hurricane season. You know what we were doing? We'd be in the middle of the room in the house. Everybody be huddled down.
Yep.
Huddled down, praying that you wouldn't hit. Yeah. You had that too, Markell? Yeah. My mom would get everybody this, y'all come on. You be there, and you just hear the wind, woo, woo, and the house be shaking, man.
Power go out. You got candles going.
Yeah. I have fear of those things right now, man. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it is to be in the eye of the storm. I've been in a lot of them, but thank God we came through all right. Murphy Hayes in the house, second man up. We said, I'm here. Congratulations, Smooth Sound, number 1. Smooth did it right, tight, long term. He got off that number 2 status. You know, he always come in number 2. Markell, I gonna change the name of Smooth Sound, number 2. Oh, we got thank you for that. All right. Markell, I think that, let's see what else we got. I won't keep you too much time for my long. I know you got stuff to do, man. It's a blessing for you to be on the show. Okay. Here we go. Regenerative. He said, then she waited too long. I salute the statute of limitations kicked on that. Okay, I got you, man. She waited too long.
If she wait too long, statute of limitations, she won't have no claim at all.
Not at all, man. They're not gonna go back 10 to 15 years now. They're gonna let that ride. Smooth, he said, the next hurricane that's coming this way, I will be using my Philippines trip money to head to Detroit. You better get up out of there, man. What's wrong with you? You know what he told me the other day? He said, I'm gonna stay here. But I ain't going nowhere. I said, what?
Yeah.
And it was heading straight for Tampa. He better thank the Lord it deviated and didn't hit Tampa smack back on the head. Or he would have been in trouble. Talk about he mad with his relatives and he ain't going to their house. I said, what?
Man, I'll be in a hotel, shelter or something. Goddamn, no way, bro.
Better get up out of there, man. But he thanked the Lord, he escaped by the chin of his head. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got. He said, Smooth said, storm got to be bad if a man talking about the next bad storm, he would be willing to go to the 5th most dangerous city in the country. Okay. Detroit, I didn't know that. I know Detroit is bad. I had some people on my job that work from Detroit. And man, you don't want to mess with somebody from Detroit. The first thing gonna say, what you said? I'm from Detroit. When they say I'm from Detroit, you better watch out. Because they've been to throw down, man. They don't play out there in Detroit. Round there, who we got? You know what they called Malcolm X. Before Malcolm X got converted to Islam, they called his name Detroit Red. That's what they called. His hair was red, right? They called him Detroit Red. That was his name. He used to throw down. He was a pimp and everything else between. Dana Jones, he said, I say this, they keep playing around with putting his nuclear missiles will be bringing a lot of climate change. Yeah. Putin. Okay, talking about Putin. Putin. I believe. Let me tell you all this, man. This is my personal
desperation.
He's out of desperation. He cannot afford to lose this war. No, cannot. So guess what he's gonna do? He's gonna throw some gas, chemicals, or nukes on Ukraine. I'm sorry to say that. I just been seeing that. I told who the guy Diaz was down here a few months ago. I said, Diaz, Putin ain't playing. He crazy. He don't have a full deck. I said he getting ready to do some nukes, and that's what I believe he's getting ready to do. It's gonna be some nuke, or chemical warfare, or gas. You watch. He don't want to lose, and that's what it's going to cost the whole country. The country of Russia is already down, right? But if they hit him with the nukes or the gas or chemicals, the whole NATO gonna come and throw that country gonna be under the earth when NATO get through with them. You watch, ain't playing.
You see, they trying to pick a fight with Europe now. They're trying to because they screwed up Europe's economy, man, with that natural gas because they were getting all their natural, well, not all, but a large portion of their natural gas was coming from Russia.
Europe need to be kicked in the butt. Rely on a crazy man like that. All of these times they've been relying on him for supply their gas. What's wrong with them? You rely on a communist country like that, a dictatorship at that, they can change their mind at any time. And you know about the Nord Stream gas line that blew up, right? They said that Russia did. Russia trying to say the U.S. did it. We didn't do it. Biden said he was going to stop us. That's what he did. Stop the lie, Putin. Stop the lie, Russia. Why would Biden blow up the Nord Stream pipeline, the gas for Europe? Dana Jones, he said, I'll say this, keep playing. Okay, I did that already. No, he said, I'll say this, keep playing around with Putin and his nuclear missiles. Okay, I got that. Sorry. Dana Jones, he said, you see that natural? Yeah, it's in the ocean, man. It looks bad, really bad. It's going to mess up the ocean. But you know what? Putin don't care what he does. He's a maniac, and he'll do anything to succeed. And if he's got to hurt people, good people, he don't care. And, basically, Ukrainians are Russians, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And he's killing their own people. That's all he's doing. To take the territory back, he's killing his own people. So there's no mercy for Putin. He's going to get what he deserves in the long run right now. But I think he's going to wind up getting kicked out of office. It's going to be rebellion because those people are pissed off. Did you see the lines of people that trying to keep from getting drafted? Did you see that line? Oh, man, they're trying to go out the country. This car like 15 miles long. Everybody trying to get out the border to Georgia, the next territory, this country. They don't want that draft up. So what I'm going to do, fight Putin's war for him. That's crazy, man. But that's the way of this world, and then they said they're trying to annex the countries and the places and the regions in Russia and Ukraine so they can draft those men to fight their own people. How crazy is that, man? How crazy is that? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. The world is going crazier every
But he's
day.
losing that war, man. He's losing that war. He is not going well for Russia at all.
No, it's not going well. And he's losing the war. And he's like Hitler. Remember Hitler in the last days of the war, he did everything. And then Hitler, he knew he was ended. You know what he did? He shot himself in the head. When he knew it was over, he said, I can't take this, I'm out. And he took, that's what, if Putin don't do that, they're going to take him out. You watch. Let's go. Smooth, he said, in my area, it was 3 emergency shelters. They didn't have evacuated. Okay, got you, man. Wayne, he said, Putin about that life. He ain't going to lose. He ain't going to hit them with a new tactical nuke. You're going to freeze to death. You're going to be a lot dead this winter. Okay, I agree with the second part of that. There's going to be a lot of freezing people this winter. But as far as the nuke, he crazy, man. When you deal with a crazy man, they do anything. Desperate people take desperate what? Measures. So this is what he's going to do. He's going to be nuke. It's going to be chemical, or it's going to be gas. One or the other. I don't know which one, but it's going to be one of them. You watch. That's the way he thinks. He's crazy, man. He's a maniac. And the world, world going to have to put him in his place. Let's go, Ryan Train. Who we got? Dana. He said, yeah. They talk about a war crimes trial for Trump, for him. Trump told Germany not to do it. Really? I didn't know that. Trump told him not to. Putin need to go on trial. He's done a lot of war crimes. And I don't know if he'll ever get on trial, but he should be. Wayne, he said they're going to sign a treaty with Putin in the end, fellas.
Probably. Because what can they do? He got nukes. They got nukes. The whole idea is the deterrent. That's why you have nukes as well. So
exactly.
In the end, they probably gonna have to make some kind of agreement.
I think so. It's the only way. If you got nukes, they got nukes, and then everybody kill each other. That's not going to happen. So they're going to make some agreement. I think what's going to happen is Ukraine will probably lose a little bit of territory, and right now, Russia has control of 15% of the country of Ukraine, which is the Donbass southern region, and they want more than that. But if I was Ukraine, I would say you're going to have to kill us. I ain't giving up nothing. I would take everything back, even Crimea, man. I wouldn't settle for that, But I'm not Ukrainian. Let's go. Smooth. He said, "Sorry, spell check. I got you, man." Who else we got? Dana. He said, "You're trying to get into Finland." Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're trying to get into Finland, get out of Russia. Regina, he said, "Look, y'all, Putin has got as many nukes as the U.S." Yeah, Putin has a lot, and he got. His armory has specialized weapons that the world hadn't even seen yet. Okay, that's how far advanced they got. But what the problem is now with Putin, he's running out of armory. He's running out of bullets. He's running out of tanks. He's trying to go to North Korea to buy something. They wouldn't sell him nothing because they ain't had nothing to sell him. And then he's trying to go to Iran and all kind of places, man. But there ain't no hope for him, man. This war is over, and it's just a matter of time. And that's why he went and annex those regions in Ukraine, because he's trying to say, well, these are my territory now. We have a right to fight for them. But this war is over. It's one and done. Okay. All right, man. Markell, it's been a real, man. Thank you so much for visiting the show today, man. It's Friday. Happy Veterans Day to all you veterans out there today. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you so much, Markell, for being with us, man. It's a blessing. You guys stay tuned. In about 15 minutes, I'm coming back with another show. I'm going to wrap it up for today. Thank you to my Markell. Y'all give up a shout of applause for Markell Wingfield. Thank you so much, Markell. See you on the next one. Have a blessed day. Y'all check out this program, Markell TV, the podcast. Veterans information on the show. Okay, on YouTube. Thank you so much. Take care, my guy. All right, guys. We had a great show with Markell. Thank you again, Markell, for showing up. I'll be back with you in about 15, 20 minutes, coming with our second half of the show. And we're going to talk about this right here. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull up. If you ain't too sleepy, let's check it out together, okay? We'll have that conversation, baby. What your conversation? What your man said? You heard. We'll have that conversation. What kind of conversation you talking about, sir? You got to wait and see and find out. Meet me at the restaurant tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. We gonna eat dinner? Yeah, we're gonna eat dinner. But I have to have a conversation with you. What you mean? Yeah, that's where you meet me. Okay? Stay tuned. That's it for now, guys. Bobby D saying take care, God bless, and peace.